My goodness gracious. Hi, Marjorie. Oh, I was just about to close that. Thank you. All right, if you're in the lobby, come on into the Kadampa. Geshe-la should be here momentarily. I don't know if you remember me. Okay, it's good to see you. Yes, it's good to see you. Okay, everyone, Geshe Gelik should be arriving any moment now, so let's go ahead and take our seats or remain standing. He should be here momentarily. Wrap up conversations, get our minds ready. Good morning, everyone online. We still are awaiting Geshe-la's arrival, just so you know what's going on. He should be here momentarily. Thanks for your patience. Geshe-la has arrived.
Okay, please turn to page 34 in the Go Prayer Book. And we'll chant, let's see, Shakyamuni Buddhist mantra, the Medicine Buddha mantra, and the Four Immeasurables, all on page 34. Te ata mune mune maha munaye soha. Te ata mune mune maha munaye soha. Te ata mune mune maha munaye soha. And now the Medicine Buddha verses of praise and mantra. Bhagawan, with equal compassion for all, whose name, when merely heard, dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispeller of disease and the three poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate suha. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate suha. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate suha. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate suha. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. Now on the bottom of page 37, the two mantras and verses of praise, first for Chen Razik and then for Green Tara. Not veiled by any fault, white in color, whose head a perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionately at all beings, to you Chen Razik, all-seeing one, I prostrate. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Tare liberates from cyclic existence. Tutare liberates from the fears. Ture liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to the liberator, Mother Tara. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 We'll turn to page 34, and Geshe-la will lead us in the refuge in bodhicitta prayer.
Sanje
Chudan soki chonam la, chanchu bardu dani kapsuchi, dagi chunyengi pesernamgi, dola pincher sangye du pasho.
Sanje
Chudan soki chonam la, chanchu bardu dani kapsuchi,
Dagi
dagi
chushin
chunyengi
jibi
pesernamgi,
sunamje
dola pincher sangye du pasho.
Sanje
Chudan soki chonam la, chanchu bardu dani kapsuchi, dagi
Dagi chushin
chunyengi
jibi
pesernangi,
sunamje
dola pinchu sangye tu pasho.
Pada alame menami anje ombada jajan lazo chuju jama 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 nama sanje sora rabdo shijin deven juju Didara shijin tampe chunye jinen diri shijin nama laye kedan luda nijin kemo danda me kedan dhawa kunyo nana jida tamche kedo dake che ten to kange tuze nyesu ne dawa tamche pompe tampe chunye de kodam dhyana chakse Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Maybe short introduction, please, before the class. Short introductions. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Kemen. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Pati Panditji. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Javena.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, little one.
Good morning.
Good morning, Marcelo Fernandez. Good morning, Ronald Gore. Good morning, Naga. Good to see you again.
Thank you. I've been watching
Katie
on
Williams.
YouTube or here.
Anybody on YouTube? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Javanna is your granddaughter?
All right, everyone in the Gampa.
My
No,
name is
ese
Gordon.
gesto,
If
ese
you're in
gesto.
the Gampa, wrap up your hellos. So
My
we
name is
can,
Carter. I tell my name.
Yes, you told your name. He's my guest.
Thank you. Welcome, Shankar. Shankar is our old member. Yeah, welcome back. Shankar left us. Just joking. Short meditations. So then today I would like to hear about self-love that was brought up last Sunday. So please, whatever understanding you have, please share, what it really means, self-love. So some people did comment, I think, last Sunday. So I kind of remember some of them, not all of them, maybe some of you remember. After meditation, they will discuss. Okay. So today I just want to do some meditations, not specifically this or that, like related to the five senses. Five senses. Based on some like commentaries. First, let me say, see something, seeing, look at something or see something, that's like eye consciousness, seeing something. Or we could say, or look at, or don't think. Or listen, the sound, don't think. Or smell, or don't think. Or taste, don't think. Or touch, no, don't think. Not to worry about the details of the shape, color, details of the sound, details of the smell, detail of the taste, detail of the touch. Just see and don't think meaning. Don't create stories. Don't generate opinions, things like that. So you can just bring up any kind of, if you want to look at directly or indirectly, that requires some sort of mental image to bring it up. So then the best way to look at, or best way to put the attentions, paying attentions, object of five senses, paying attentions is the best way to do that. Is like no expectations, no concern or worry, just be. I think we all, every day, there's a moment throughout the day that we just be, not necessarily worrying about something, expecting something, concerned, that we experience that moment here, there, every day. So just like that. Maybe a few minutes. Okay, so you can guide. You can say, look at, don't think. Don't worry about the details. You can just guide. You can just guide. Whatever you are suitable for the object of five senses, whatever they might be, okay? When thought rise, simply recognize them, don't follow. Or then you could say something like beware, beware. Three types of meditations: review meditations, analytical meditations, the single point meditation. This is more like single point meditations. Review meditation also very, very helpful. But in order to do that, you have to remember materials by heart. Let me explain the simplest way. You say, okay, but it has to be order. Order, it cannot be chaos. It needs to be organized. For example, say, beautiful garden with pond, fish, duck, trees, flowers. There's all the way you mentally construct is being listed step by step. For example, like Tushita realms. Why you mentally construct Tushita realms? Whole idea is to create a cause to be born there. So that's why it takes, good number of time. You just sit, you basically guide. What you're trying to do is you're trying to mentally construct Tushita realm. That's what I'm trying to do. And you have ideas how to do because you read sadhana, explains, then you just sit there, then you just go. So then, for example, according to the 100-day Guru Yoga practice, when you do intensive one, so that has clear guidelines how to do that. So then you visualize, you create, you mentally construct three-dimensional, not like solid, it's like form of like light you create. First you imagine so much, lot of offerings, like water, flower, incense, all kind of offerings, you visualize them. You just, so in front of them, then you're trying to create, mentally construct this beautiful throne, beautiful looking throne, then you mentally construct that. Then top of that you create lotus with many petals, lotus. Top of that you create moon dish, top of that you create sun dish, top of that. So then you visualize, you mentally construct Lama Tsongkhapa, robes, hats, body color, the text that flower that holds on the hand. You basically say, visualizing John wearing this, wearing yellow shirt, mala. You just mentally construct. Then you get some ideas. Then you finish that, creating a whole Lama Tsongkhapa image. You mentally construct. So the right side, then you mentally construct Gyatso Rinpoche, elder disciples, then the left, younger disciples. So then, like that, it takes time. And that's called review meditation. It's very good. So then you go to why the head is like this, why this goes like this, why this holding these books, what they represent. Then you go to this clearly. So same like, that's too complicated. Yeah, it is. Sorry, it is complicated. It's not easy. But what you can do, you can create a garden, beautiful garden. That can be meditation, but it won't create the cause to be born in Tushita, but it will create the cause to be born in a beautiful garden in the future life, maybe have. This is all mentally constructed. Then reach to the point that almost feel because you're doing this again, and eventually it becomes very vivid, real. It's not that before it's just idea. And you do that, it does require attention. You can't just you can. Then you sit there. So there's your mind, your attention, your awareness on that construction you are constructing, or could be drawing, could be painting. You can just imagine that you are painting something very beautiful. You can do that. Temporary benefit, painting, garden, these are not mentioned in the text, but I think there's a similar idea of visualizing Tushita realm, same thing. When you paint, it does require attention. The moment you place all your attention on something specific, mind gets calm. That's how the mind gets calm. Then hopefully that calmness will produce peace in the mind. That's the whole idea. There's the temporary benefit of mentally constructing something beautiful, either there's like statue, like image, or garden, environment. I think pretty much same when you look at the highest yoga tantra, there's two stages, generating stage and accomplished stage. Generating means you are constructing. It's not really happening. You are just constructing. You say, you visualize, or just example, you visualize, thumb. You created that. It's not really, you just created. What is that called? That's called seed syllable of green tara. You just imagine. Eventually that becomes your mind, your awareness, then that rises a tara. So just, mentally constructing. This whole idea, mentally construct. So then eventually, why it's called accomplished stages. There you don't use, you use your energy, your chakra, your channel. It's already there. You don't need to mentally construct. The very foundation is already there. That's why it's called accomplished stages. You don't need to generate. You no longer need to generate. Your whole body uses like basis of your practice, particularly channel, energy, chakras. You use them. So that's why it's called, roughly explaining, that's what it's called accomplished stages. There is really going to happen. Now it's going to really happen. Before it's called generating stage, you are just constructing and trying to be good at, doing it again and again. Then eventually become clear and clear and clear, almost like you feel like you can touch, even though that's like three-dimensional thing you mentally constructed, you can't really touch, but you feel like you can touch. There's the whole, this mandala is about you. Now you see like people are doing this painting. When you construct, it's like three-dimensional. Then there you get feeling that you are walking inside. It's the same like house. You create a house, then you can feel, I can walk here, I can look at here, there, go there, here, there are many rooms. Same idea. So there's a lot of benefit of doing review meditations. So that same idea can apply. As I said, it won't create the cause to be born into the realms unless you visualizing, mentally constructing Tushita realms through review meditation, because you already have ideas what it's going to look like. And you say, found here, trees, beautiful flowers, birds on the trees, making noise. It's not just noise, it's all spiritual teachings. It's not just noise. And not just here, you understand exactly what it means. Not just here, you understand the meaning. Things like you are kind of visualizing all of that. And create, degree of joy in your heart by doing that. You have interest, you see the benefit. You see the beginning, when you read, you see the benefit. That's good benefit. That generates interest. And you read and trying to remember by heart. You are not going to remember like whole Tushita Ram in one day, but little by little. You go this way, you remember, there's door. First you remember door. There's another door there. Now you remember true draw, before you don't remember any draw. So now you remember true draws. Oh, there's a window there. Now you remember window. Oh, outside there, there's nice pound. Now you have pound, draw, window. You create it there, you just create it. But this is all clearly instructed how to do. So then then you slow you visualize Tushidharam, whole Tushidharam, you visualize that. So doing that day by day, it takes like good number of time, and you enjoy and see the benefit, have interest, put some effort, then you feel something, result that you feel you create the cause. That kind of makes you happy. Okay, so doesn't have to be complicated. It can be something simple. Could be beautiful garden you just create. What's the temporary benefit? Your mind will come down. Could be statue, could be painting. I think similar idea didn't mention like that, but why I'm saying this, you get temporary benefit. When you become good at that, so slowly then switch, then learn about, Tara's Pure Land or Tushita realms. Just learn, then very elaborate explanation how to do that. So it takes like a good number of times, then you meditate. And it's beautiful, it's a wonderful one, So then you become so familiar with the ideas, it won't take that much effort. Could be during the time of death, maybe it's quite easy to think, just think about Tushidharam. Your mind will catch up right away because you put so much effort there, now it's become so easy, like typing, as I said, before. Somebody's here, looking here, up there, looking there, takes time. So now, not just listening to how that happened. It happened with interest, seeing benefit, effort. That's the result. If that happens, this visualization could happen. Same thing, it will happen. So then it's good. You can do it like in front of the ocean, the beach, wherever you vacation. You can just sit there, just do it. It takes like good number of time just visualizing. Basically, my point is beautiful things. This review meditation is wonderful things. It's very wonderful things. Then eventually it feel like real, very real. So then eventually it will become real, eventually. There's a review meditation, okay? So so now the meditation we just did is called, kind of like single-pointed meditations. So don't just think that's the only meditation. No, there's many different meditations. Review is very good, very helpful. Review is very helpful. Review meditations. Yeah. So just giving you some options. So then now we will discuss the self-love, please. Self-love, how you define self-love. I very much like to hear that concept even don't exist in our community, nobody really talks. So here, what is self-love? I had a conversation with one of our members yesterday. She said maybe self-acceptance or self-care, or what else? Self-acceptance, self-care. The way she told me is like almost like two different, I say, personality or thought rise. One is kind of like happy, kind of like pride, what I did. One is like to one, another one is not like sure, there's like a kind of like shame or something. There's like two different thoughts that rising based on one same occasions, same event, two different thoughts rise. One is kind of proud, and one is like kind of, oh, maybe not, then come up with something. So she said, when that, the positive one, people encourage, oh, like wonderful, this, that, kind of like feel. Another one's more like self, deep self, kind of like feeling that people who are like praising you, they really don't understand. You are the only one that understood, not other people. So that, when that becomes stronger, then she said she goes to that, and that like, no, this is all very foreign to me. Sorry, it's very foreign to my ear. So we never do something like that. So that's, so I thought that's kind of helpful. So, but in Buddhism, it's not nothing like that. It's there. So, but maybe point is there, but it's not worded like that. Then she goes to that, and she tells like, it's okay to be, shame. It's okay. You are not alone. I'll be there, or something like that. You understand? It sounds more like Western therapies, but sorry, but didn't word it like that in Buddhist teaching. So then she gives a good example. Little boy, so now came to sleep over. The mother's not there, and he feels scared. She said, you could say, oh, ridiculous, why are you scared? There's nothing there. Be strong, like just don't be silly. You could say that, but she said that really doesn't help. Then clearly boys kind of scared, kind of missing mom. That's the first time sleeping over with somebody else, and kind of like shame to admit that I'm scared. So then how you approach? Then she said, oh, maybe it's okay to be scared, so then just accepting it's okay to be upset, it's okay to miss your mom, there's nothing wrong, something like that. So you understand? So this whole conversations because of self-love. Self-care, self-love, self-acceptance. So please shine some light, because my ignorance is thick as like metal. Why this idea in the first place? Why this idea, self-love? In my opinion, I already shared. Then I even remember seeing the video on YouTube. There's one American lady. I enjoy watching YouTube people traveling, that kind of things. There's one lady. She always goes wherever her slogan is, "Oh, I love myself. I love my life." And she asks people, say it loud. She also asks other people to say it loud. Just say, "I love my life. I love myself." I'm thinking I can say the same thing. I can also say it. But my point is, it all boils down to feeling. Feeling, there's only three, either pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. When you say, I love myself, what kind of feeling? That's my question, what kind of feeling? Is it when we talk about love or self-love or love for others, are we talking about feeling? Or what we are talking about? If we are talking about feeling, so then clearly helping others, you feel good. You feel good. There's a good feeling. There's pleasant feeling. It's not physical. There's a mental peace. So then, how much we feel good when we do something for ourselves? I'm not sure. Yeah, that's why I'm begging, shine the light. Here, all ignorance from head to toe. Yeah, if you want to share, or maybe,
Yeah, so if you are in the Gampa, just raise your hand and wait for a microphone so that folks online can hear what the discussion is all about. If you're online, if you're on Zoom, just do the little raise your hand. Or, yeah.
Just think there's not class, we just friend. We have like group of friends just talking.
Anyone in here?
Yeah, please.
So my understanding, very limited, but looking at yourself as another person and having love or compassion for self, the other side of that is trying not to harm yourself, doing things that are harmful, is an act of love. And so my concept of it is just to understand what's going on in my own heart a little bit more, so I don't hurt myself, and I can be kind as much as I want people to be kind to other people that I love.
Very good, yeah. Just please, this is in very informal class. There's nothing to be, just friends. We're just sharing our experience, that's all. Trying to help each other.
I don't have anything to say, I'm sorry, I'm just holding the microphone.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
I think of this as that I kind of regard myself as equally important or unimportant as others. And so if I think about benefiting others, I don't leave myself out. I know that I have my personal goals, but I know everyone else does too, and I assume they're trying to reach their goals and live a good life just as I am. So I think self-regard or self-love is the same sort of feeling you would extend to everyone else. That even some homeless person or people in every different situation is finding life about the same way that I do. We may have different experiences and have had different advantages or disadvantages or problems, but we're all trying to cope with it in the same way. We're all, like the Buddhist saying we think of so often, everyone is striving to be happy and live a happy life, doing the best they can. I kind of think of myself and all others being equal.
Why this idea in the first place, self-love concept? Why this concept? Why? Yeah, good, very good. Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say before that I feel like I was brought up in a very kind of a strict religious home, and I was only supposed to think of others, and to think of myself or take care of myself would be considered selfish. And so that I should feel ashamed if I'm thinking of myself or if I'm taking care of myself, that my focus should always be on other people and making other people happy. And it's one thing that has drawn me to Buddhism, is that I feel like the message in Buddhism is you need to take care of yourself first, because you can't really be there for other people if you're not taking care of yourself.
That's also very true. That's very true. Yeah, the young man, gentleman, there, yeah. Very good, yeah.
So I think the purpose kind of ties into the example you gave of the little boy at the sleepover. If he has self-love and self-acceptance and self-care, he would be comfortable enough in that situation to either tell someone about it or to do something about it. So I think like the purpose of self-love and self-care and self-compassion is to do the things for yourself that put you in the position to be able to help others in the best way possible.
Oh, wonderful, very good.
My sense is that without self-love, you can't have love for all sentient beings. So I think it starts with the wisdom or the knowledge of knowing all of the things that you've done in the past, the good things, the bad things, the problems, the mistakes, all those things that you've gone through, at least in this life that you know. And knowing that, completely giving unconditional love to yourself. It's not like doing anything, it's just an action of being, accepting who you are and loving yourself completely, knowing that you've made mistakes, you'll make more, and it's all right, And then once you have mastered that unconditional love, then you can send it out to other sentient beings, sort of like Chenrezig, Avalokiteshvara. So I think it starts with knowledge or wisdom.
Anybody want to share? Yeah, please. Yeah, when you share, look around, please share. When you share, look around. So,
from a historical perspective, we are always taught to emphasize a difference between you and the rest. So for instance, I was raised Catholic, and in the Catholic faith, they really want to believe that you have a self in the form of an immortal soul. So your current form is eternal, and it will be forever what you are. So you have to come to terms with all the mistakes and all the things that you have done, because it's going to be like that for the whole of eternity. Like, you will remember this life forever. So you have to have mechanisms to deal with all the mistakes and all the things that you do. And then it is emphasized that you have to feel a lot of guilt if you do something wrong. And because of that, everything that has to do with helping others is really good, but there's not too much emphasis on helping yourself. You're mainly involved into doing acts of self-sacrifice for the others, because you are technically guilty of all your mistakes, and that's not going to change for the whole of eternity. So in some Christian traditions, self-love is a requirement to deal with the unavoidable destiny that you have as being an eternal being that will never change.
that's very interesting. Yeah. Sorry, that's a little bit unfortunate. Sorry to say, but unfortunate, a little bit like. So what happens? I know when we die. Yeah, when we die, so our senses dissolve. According to Buddhism, death and dying meditations, when we die, one by one, with 4 elements, reach to the point you don't remember anything. Regarding to their teachings, eternal is gone. There's no eternal things. Eternal, tie with self. There's not even like, see, your consciousness, within the 49 days, even your consciousness sees your body laying down in the coffin or whatever on the bed. No one recognizes that's your body, because karmic connection is finished, it's disconnected, karmically disconnected. So you do gain consciousness in the very last moment. You black out. Earth element, water element, fire element, wind element. Wind element, when it started to dissolve into the consciousness, pretty much all the memories have been seized. You don't remember anything. All the memory tied with this life is pretty much gone. So that's according to that meditations. So then there will be, after that, there will be like subtle thoughts. There will be like 80 of them, 80 of them. first, sorry, it's a little bit complicated. Don't worry about number. I'm just explaining. First 30, then 40, then last 7. So then gross awareness, all this all the memory of name, people, what you do, what you did in your life, this all long before gone. After that, now that 80, this is more subtle. Some of them associated with the attachment, some of them associated with the anger, some of them associated with ignorance. This all now cease. Then you black out. You don't remember anything, just goes like black. So then after that you gain awareness. So what do you see? This is like, I always wondering, people that near-death experience, they explain all light into the tunnel, then all these amazing things. That feeling is like clear autumn sky, bright moonlight. That's what you experience. It's nothing like horror or like something haunted image, not like that. That's all you see. So then that moment, if you can combine that feeling with meditation, with shunyata that you've been doing, so could be instantaneously liberate. So sorry, so that eternal part is a little bit unfortunate. Sorry, but according to this meditation, there's no eternal things. So, but then I also said, in Buddhism we use word regret. Regret. When you regret towards something negative, that's positive. It purifies, believe it or not. When you regret towards something that you did wrong, itself is one of the power for purifications. Regretting towards something positive, that's negative. Regret can go both ways. We never use word guilt. Never use means why, I don't know. So nobody use guilt. So I regret. That means I can still do better. There's hope to better, So not like there's no like eternal. Consciousness is eternal. Consciousness goes on and on. There's no time. This is just host of your consciousness. That's what it is. It's the host. It's hosting your consciousness. Maybe next time there may be different host. So the host change life after life, but the guest inside the host, the same thing, same guest, using different house for different reasons. So yeah, I think the regret, when you do, like when you trying to clean your consciousness, your conscience, or your consciousness, conscience.
Conscience.
Can you clean your conscience? Yeah, in Buddhism, when you clean your conscience, regret is very much needed. Regret is part of that. That is not regretting towards something positive, regretting towards something negative. That itself purifies. So the best remedy for guilt is purification. Purification, that's the best remedy. So thinking something negative and regretting, and live and learn. You learn. So then you are thinking like, next hour maybe not going to curse. Every moment cursing, probably don't feel very good. I regret. So I try all my best, not next hour, try to not to curse. So that when you're able to do that, you feel good. You accomplish something. So that is the result of purifications, that you feel something that you are happy about. So this is, all humans need this. They need some way to clean their conscience. Conscience need to clean their conscience. In Buddhism, so like what we do here, the stupa, we go round. You know, when you go to Nepal, they say, oh, today I'm so happy because I managed to go around 108. Didn't eat anything, you just went around that and that makes you happy. So that's mental happiness, you know. So need to do something that you feel good. So that is mental peace, that's mental happiness, feel good. So thank you very much, very good. This is all wonderful. Like then, you know, like so bit challenge here, sorry, bit challenge here, sorry. I greatly appreciate from the bottom of my heart that you are sharing your experience. When it comes down on, there's something that, sorry, forgot your name? Carol, sorry. What Carol said, there's a bit, you know, in Mahayana Buddhism, the emphasis is all about well-being of other. Root cause is compassion. It's not pressure. It's not pressure. It's not pressure from culture, tradition, religious belief. It's purely based on compassion. This whole act of working, dedicating one life for well-being of others is motivated solely by compassion. So that compassion is deeply rooted in knowledge. It's not just, or somebody says so. That knowledge is like grow simply reflecting one's own existence, trying to understand one's own existence combined with nature of samsara. So then when you look around, so then you see it's not how they dress, how they look, what they believe, what they eat. It's nothing to do with it. It's much deeper. So they're like, I think my point, what I'm trying to say is, working for other well-being of other sentient beings does not exclude your need. So that in Mahayana teaching is very clear, it's very clear. Your need is very much included. Why? Because you are the one who's doing it. If there's any benefit, you should get the first. You should get benefit first, then later people feeling comfortable, kind of like secure, they're easy around you. So this is all temporary benefit. But your ultimate goal is liberate them completely. Lead them all the way to everlasting happiness. That's your goal. So multiple benefits. When you see people are happier, you don't get jealous. That's what you're hoping. So that's that. I think that's bring up some like yeah, so again, if anyone wants to contribute, why in the first place, why this concept of self-love, the Carol said it very well, and your name again, I forgot, please. Your name? Orlando, sorry. So my ignorance became thicker and thicker, so to remember people's names. So it's a very good point. So now, please, if you want to say a little more, first, the concept of self-love. And now very much curious and like desperately want to know like how you define self-love, self-acceptance, self-care, confidence enough to say what you feel, what is it, and how we do. What is it, how we do, help, please. Help.
So go ahead, Marjorie, and then we have someone on Zoom.
So, is that on? Okay. So what I was thinking about was more kind of the cultural roots of why we had to come up with self-love versus other cultures. You know, we're so based in there's something wrong with you. We're so based in, yeah, that kind of original sin, or all of our advertisings about how to fix you or get that hole filled with buy stuff. And so we're constantly kind of getting that message of this self that's wrong or needs help, versus the Buddhist message about Buddha nature and and of having basic goodness, as some call it. So that's a very different from the very beginning in a culture of what kind of messages you're getting. So I think self-love came up as kind of a way to remedy that for all of the people that were suffering so much from feeling this empty hole or this, lack of appreciation of self, and in fact, a lot of pain and suffering involved in that. So, this concept of acceptance or care, or just trying to find that place in you that maybe you could connect with your Buddha nature, really, is maybe you really could connect with that part of you that is good, rather than constantly having, that, you need it between a religion and a very materialistic culture, a very lot of messages that are the opposite.
Very good.
So, yeah, it's wonderful we have these messages here.
Any meditation that helps, how to do self-love meditations, how to do self-love meditations.
Sorry, Shankar, we've got two people that have been waiting online. Go ahead, Nico, and then Peter. Nico, you can unmute.
So the meditation I've used for some time now for self-love, self-compassion, is to visualize myself as a young child who is suffering or not feeling like they're getting enough love. And then for me, as I am now, to provide that to that person, to that small child. They need love and affection. And you can see that, you visualize it, and then you provide it. And that practice sort of opens up your heart and allows you to see yourself more clearly, maybe through past experiences, past selves, and who you are now, and provide that love and compassion to that person who needs it, as a child or a young adult or even somebody in their 50s.
Very good, wonderful.
Thanks, Nico. Peter?
Good morning, Geshe-la. You were asking about why self-love. I think one reason in the West, a lot of us were brought up to be individuals, and as individuals, we have to compete against others. So in school, we had to compete to get the good grades. We competed in sports, and then we get out into the working world and we compete against other employees. And I think the way that we were raised, we sort of valued ourselves in comparison to other people. And we set standards that we could never, and there's always going to be someone who's better at something than you are. So I think we set impossible standards for ourselves, so we set ourselves up to fail. And that's why, people need a self-love where they value themselves for what they are and realize that they have Buddha nature, and they don't need to compare against other people.
Sounds more like self-accepting.
Yes.
Any meditations that helps, how to do meditations on that? Any guided meditation, any instructions? Yeah, we can create one. If that's benefit people, that's okay. So how to In Buddhism, why I'm asking this, Buddhism, all the meditation is instructed, clear instructions how to do. But meditation on self-love, I have nothing to offer. I don't know any instructions. That's why I'm asking you, is there any instructions that you can do? Okay, first do this, then do this, then do this. That's how you do self-meditations. Yes.
Make sure it's unmuted.
I remember years ago, a member here gave a strip of paper that had a quote from the Buddha, and it's basically, as I recall it, it's you as much as any other being deserve your compassion and care. So using that as a meditation has been useful. I mean, when I can feel myself starting to get all twisted up, to remind myself, where's my self-compassion, which for me is self-care.
Very good. How is about maybe like next time each one of us write something on piece of what you call card?
Like a sticky?
Yeah, something like that. Bring it here. Maybe next Sunday we are going to be busy with my teacher. So I've been translating, so I'm already, my stress level is like above the roof. After that, how so maybe meanwhile, maybe please write down something. Please don't read, just from your heart. Write down something. Bring it together, and we're trying to put it together, how to line them up. See, every Sunday class, one of us voluntary, read this, everybody meditate, see how it benefits. More people benefit, we keep doing that. So then put it together, and now all get together and how to put it in order. Many different cards could be there, could be 100, could be 50. Online here, so you can send it to Linda. Write it like, not, I think, it needs to be something simple. It can't be like 1,000 words. So then meditation will take like whole day, Sunday. Something simple from your heart. What it means self-love, how you do, like something simple. Then we put it together, we create self-love meditations from our friends here. So then could be benefit a lot of people. So then we all get part of the merit,
So if you're online, program.linda@kadampacenter.org, or if you're in person too. If you write it, just on the other side of this wall behind the white Taratanka, there's a board there. You can stick it on that or tape it, and they'll start to gather them. Shanka, one more question, then I think we need to wrap up.
Okay.
Or not question, but sharing.
Yeah. So, Geshe-la, thank you. I'm going to try to answer your question that you had about, at least my understanding of how to frame it in the Buddhist perspective, right? Using the Buddhist psychological perspective, right? And then a couple of comments. So one is that, so when you said, is it like a feeling? I don't think from a Buddhist, my understanding of what feeling is, I like it, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. So that's just an omnipresent mental factor, but the self-loathing, which is the other side of self-love, right? Are basically, so it's kind of like, the non-virtuous mental factors like, anger, blame, malice, ill will, those things directed at yourself rather than at the other person. Right? So in Buddhist psychology, it just talks about the other person, right? Now the question is, why does it arise, right? I take a contrarian view.
What is contrarian?
Opposite of the convention, what people, I think, so people normally say that it's only in the West.
Okay.
So having grown up in India, I don't think it's only in the West. Number one, I don't buy it, right? Because India, the competition is much, much more fierce than here, number one, right? I mean, there's like 10 times, 100 times more people competing for the same things than there are here for any single spot, whether in college or work or whatever else, right? And in India also, you have the same amount of trauma, if you will, that causes a lot of self-loathing and things like that are here. Like, for example, I know someone whose mother was distant, right, during their childhood, right? So when that person grew up, that person didn't feel the mother's love in the way that one would, I don't want to say norm, because that's a loaded term, but one conventionally thinks of, right? And so that created like, nobody likes me, kind of attitudes. So I don't like myself either, right? Now those kind of things are not, I don't think they're just a Western thing. And also a lot of trauma comes from, from violence, right? A lot of trauma comes from abuse, abuse as a child or as an adult. All that stuff is there in India. I mean, it's, you read in all the domestic violence that's there, all the communal violence that's there. So, yeah, and I was just thinking, okay, you said that there's, I was thinking, okay, is there a word for guilt in Bengali, which is a language I speak, and it comes from Sanskrit, so I assume that there's a word. So in Bengali, it's oporad, right? So there is a word for guilt. So there must be this feeling, at least in Indian populations. I don't know about Tibetan populations. So that's why I take a contrarian approach. I don't think it's a Western thing. I think that people in India don't talk about it.
Oh.
Okay, it's there everywhere. They just don't talk about it. I mean, suicides are there, right? What's suicide? It's a form of self-harm. And why do you commit suicide? Because you don't feel that you're any good, right? Or whatever. So so that's my, sorry,
No, so the Dr. Brown said that there people keep it to themselves.
Right, because it's shameful to talk about these things, right? Because you don't want to wash your dirty laundry in public, right? I mean, nowadays they're much more Western and they're talking about it. But when I grew up in India in the 70s and early 80s, you could read in the newspaper of all the rapes in the villages and the communal violence and all the domestic abuse. I mean, there was just rampant, right? So there's got to be a lot of trauma based for that, that's human nature, right? Trauma has to arise. And so all these things have to be there. They just don't talk about it much, I don't think.
Yeah, feeling bad. Yeah. Feeling bad is, human things, feeling bad.
Right, so I don't know why that, maybe during the Buddha's time, I think that's possibly what happened, and nobody talked about it either. I talked about it much less, my feeling. And then the second thing is, the Buddha's, all of his disciples, most of them were monks and nuns, and they, their lives were not really the kind of lives that led to a lot of, these kind of issues, right?
Maybe you and Dr. Brown both right, they keep it themselves. So now, the question is you have to do something. You can't just keep it. You can't just, yeah.
So there was a meditation many years ago that Venerable Rene did in one class that I was in, which was essentially the the compassion meditation, the Tonglen meditation.
Wow.
Instead of directing it to others, you direct it to yourself. So it was kind of a Tonglen to yourself. So that was one meditation that I do know of.
Right. So that's a very good point. Yeah, according to Shankar and Dr. Brown, so over there, that include Tibetan community too. We keep it with ourselves. So I think what happens, feeling bad is all human. Whether you call that guilt or whatever you call, I don't know. So we don't have word. We just say feel bad. There's no specific word. So the interesting thing here, I think like studying Buddhism does help a lot. So like, I was separated from my family when I was 7 years old. Went to 1,000 miles, unknown place, no relative, no family, nothing. They are stuck. How many years? 30 years there. So talk about like physical love from the parent. For me, it's not there. I was just there. But I managed to make friends, so that. So anyway, so there's no point. The point here, like, so yeah, feeling bad is part of human things, human feels. So now the question is, you could talk about that. You could talk and you could keep it yourself. So when you keep it yourself in a Buddhism, you have confidence that you can move on. You have confidence. You never lose confidence. You have confidence, I think, based on the Buddhist teachings. You have confidence that you can do something. You never feel like you can't do nothing. You always feel like you can do something for your feeling, that bad feeling. So they don't just keep it with themselves. They probably walk. Not every single person, not every single person in like monastic community, you walk with that. You walk slowly, then you overcome from that bad feelings. Doesn't mean there will be not another one. Probably there will be few of them lined up, lined up. You get another one, then you move on. Like dishes, you use one, make it dirty. You don't just sit there and like feel bad. You clean that, then make another one bad. Then basically like that is life. That's how life goes on. Make dirty, clean. Next day, dirty again, clean. Also, that's what you do. So like, and you, Shankar and Dadapan, both you are right. They keep it themselves and like they don't talk about it. Here in the West. People are more brave, maybe more brave. Anyway, so thank you very much. So then please write it down. Piece of paper, then collect, okay? Yeah. Thank you, all of you who contributed and online. Thank you. So, yeah.
Okay, please turn to page 246, and we'll read the dedication verses from Master Shanti. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, with the mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Now the long life prayers first on page 244 for His Holiness. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good, all-powerful Chen Rezik Tenzin Gyatso. Please remain until samsara ends. And on page 245 for Khyentse Rinpoche Jetsun Losam Dala, the one who mastered speech at a very young age, the one with great patience received the name Avatara, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void, Lama ornament of the yellow hat tradition. Please remain until samsara ends. And then on the inside back cover for Lama Tsongkhapa Rinpoche's return, Peerless teacher and assembly of the children of victorious one, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losang, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of the infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice, where the armor of patience that is never discouraged, incomparable venerable Guru, to you I make request, while striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and for mother living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels, and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory. For fortunate souls. Now on the inside front cover, the long life prayer for Geshe-la. Supreme God, you lead us on the many paths of virtue. A shining sun, you give us the best excellent explanations. Supreme virtuous friend, you are constant Dharma companion. Lama, who is announced fame, may you ever remain. And then for Geshe-la, you have steadfast temperance of virtuous qualities, and keep the instructions of the glorious Guru in your heart. You who pass day and night with noble activities, great virtuous friend, may you have a very long life. And then 7 Tara mantras for all beings. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe-la. We do have a couple of announcements.
Oh,
Here's one.
Hi, this is Elise. The Triangle Interfaith Alliance, which is affiliated with the Kadampa Center, is having a really special event this afternoon at 3 o'clock. It's Love Beyond Labels. Dr. Fatima Saleh, will be addressing the topic that Geshe-la is always teaching about, of how to integrate, how everybody, no matter what your religion, race, culture is, you can all love one another. She belongs to a family 4 generations in the same household with half a dozen different races, cultures, religions, all living lovely together. Come learn about how she does that. And that's at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Greystone Baptist Church. If you're online, go to the Triangle Interfaith Alliance for details on location. If you're here, on the other side of this wall and by the back door, there's one of these posters. Please come, it will benefit you. Thank you.
Good morning. Lots of good news today. First of all, we should all rejoice because our own dear Joey Gooch on Friday took his ordination vows at Nalanda Monastery in France, where he's been living and studying for most of the past year, and he intends to stay in that monastic community. We'll see him occasionally. His new name is Losang Finley. So we're very happy for him. This has been many years coming, and we're thrilled. And then, of course, we've got an action-packed week coming up. As soon as this rain clears up, we have 2, count them, 2 amazing, brilliant suns that are going to be shining right here in our Gampa. The first one will be His Eminence Ling Rinpoche, who is arriving Tuesday afternoon. So today, I've got a whole list here of what we've got going on. Today, if you can, stay and help with doing some of the setup and some of the preparation. Tuesday, we'll be open up at 9 a.m. And stay until 2 o'clock for cleaning and other preparations that need to be done. There is a volunteer sign-up that you can look at, or you can just show up. Yeah, at this point, don't worry about signing up. Just come. We need you. We'll find things for you to do. By 2 o'clock, we're going to want to leave here and get to the airport by 2:30, get parked and get into the terminal, Terminal 2, upper level, on the left-hand side where we greet arrivals, so we can greet Ling Rinpoche with katas. You can bring flowers. We just really want to show him how thrilled we are to have him here at our center. And then Wednesday, there will be a teaching from 10 o'clock until noon. Come early and help with setup there. There will be a potluck lunch at noon, and that should end probably around 1:30, so we can clean up and get ready for the next big event, which will be a Medicine Buddha empowerment starting at 2:30. And then Thursday morning, or Thursday right around, somewhere between 11:30 and 12, if you want to say goodbye to him, which is another way of thanking him for coming here, we can be at the airport. Once again, Terminal 2, RDU, upper level, to say goodbye. Then, catch your breath, get a good night's sleep, because Friday, Sarah J. Kensen Rinpoche is going to arrive. I didn't put the time here, but I think we want to be there probably around 1 o'clock, 1:30 to greet him. Once again, katas and flowers. Then Saturday, 10:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. Saturday and Sunday both. Those hours he will be teaching on Song of Experience. And if he doesn't finish on Sunday, and I sincerely hope he doesn't, because if he doesn't, he will come again Wednesday night and continue teaching. And we'll find out later when he's leaving. I don't have that. So lots of ways to get involved. We need your support both as volunteers and as sponsors, so we can make really wonderful offerings that really reflect how much we appreciate their incredible kindness in coming here to Kadampa Center. And if you do want to sponsor, try to get that in by tomorrow, because there's special goodies for sponsors. We'll reserve seats for you and have opportunities for you to, offer a kata as a sponsor. But if after tomorrow, the chances of actually having time to get in and find all that and have your name and get you ready, we're going to be going, woo! So get it in by tomorrow. And we just really rejoice. So many wonderful things going on here at the center under the kind guidance and leadership of our wonderful resident Geshe. So thank you all so much.
Thank you, Marcelo, translating people back in Patagonia.
Bye, everyone. And if you don't remember everything that Donna went over, just check the website, kadampa-center.org. Lots of information online with all the dates and times and lots of other information. See you soon.